Hello friends, welcome back to another Friday Faves and Fails. I'm coming at you from the same room as usual, but one slight major difference, and it would be this. I did mention on Instagram earlier this week that I've been kind of erratic recently, and this week I've been really struggling with just focus. I'm doing everything apart from what I'm supposed to be doing, and one of those things this week was I was sat at my desk working, and I was like, oh, this chair, which by the way is just over there, it's been relegated to the corner. It now holds my Primark bag with the jumper that I need to return. So I was sitting in my desk chair thinking, oh, I'm just so uncomfortable. Like I have a bad back, bad neck, my shoulders, it's a whole thing. I'm like so uncomfortable all the time. And I was thinking, what would be better? Because there's always something that you can buy to fix all of your problems. What would be better if I had like a really high back, upholstered, like a large chair, so much more comfortable. So I started Googling, wasted some time doing that. And eventually I was like, oh, I actually have an armchair in the shed that maybe if I bring that upstairs, I can see how I like it, how it fits in the space, see like how a larger chair might work, whether or not I really wanted it. So I went into the shed, brought this, it's a large chair, brought this up the stairs on my own, through multiple doorways, which doesn't really fit through. It's like a real origami situation. And now here it is, and I've never been more comfortable in my entire life. Because I've got a standing desk that like ups and downs, I have it quite low down now. So I'm like lying back, as comfortable as I possibly could be, planning my trains, editing my videos, doing whatever it is that I do at this desk. I've never felt better about a spontaneous decision than bringing this chair up from the shed. And now I'm really glad that I didn't buy another one, because it's just like, oh, I'm like cross-legged, I can lie down, I can have a nap, it's fantastic. So now we've got the elephant out of the way, let's move on to actual faves. So I don't have any beauty faves this week, as you can tell. I'm barefaced and I'm in my pajamas. It's 11 o'clock at night, I've just finished work. I do a late every other week, so I thought I'll film this while I'm in the mood, while I feel like it, while I'm in the mood, I'll film this video. I am in my pajamas, which by the way, these are from H&M last year, and they are way too big for me. Like they were I don't know what size it is, but they're enormous. Like I have to, while I'm walking, I have to pull the trousers up. Even pulling them, everything is too big about them. But it was one of those things, I really wanted them. They only had them in like 3 sizes too big. And I'm feeling the Christmassy vibe already. So I pulled them out and was like, I shall get wear out of them this year. In spite of them being, I mean, there's oversized and there's oversized. These legitimately are like slightly insane, but I love them. I just love them so much. So I'm in my pajamas, in my very comfortable chair that I could sleep in. No makeup, because that is the theme of the week. And we're going to talk about like skincare, random purchases, and a snack that will not be a surprise to any of you. So first of all, nails. I've been doing my nails again recently. I mentioned that in the video earlier this week. The nail polish I was wearing then was Venus, this super gel from Rimmel, which by the way, I was so impressed with this. This lasted on my nails in spite of everything that I put them through. It's not this colour now. Incredibly well. This plus Seche Vite, which is, once you've had this, you'll never buy another top coat. It's the best ever. I use this when my nail polish isn't even 100% dry yet. It makes the whole process so much quicker. And once I've put this on, we're talking maybe 2-3 minutes and they are solid. Fully dry, really hot, hard as nails, really hard and so glossy. Like the glossiest regular nail polish nails that you will ever get. Seche Vite, no matter what it is that you're putting underneath it, it needs to be Seche Vite on top, 100%. I will remember to link that even if I forget everything else. And I have on today Angora Cardi. Do you remember Angora Cardi from way back when? This was one of those like had to have it shades. It was like Fiji, Bahama Mama, Angora Cardi. This was it. From the mid 2000s, from like the days of blogging, when I went to eBay and had someone who was selling spice racks make me a nail polish holder, like a nail polish rack. I had just shelves on shelves on shelves of nail polish. I wonder what happened to them. I probably gave them to my daughter, but really love this colour. This is like I get it. I understand why it was so popular, but yeah, just nail polish in general has been a major favourite. And then I've been using the Jessica Phenomenal as my cuticle oil, which I do actually remember to do only once I've done my nails, so like once a week. And I thought it would be worth mentioning this because I use this. I do trim my cuticles. I do like a full manicure, but everybody needs one of these. Even if you never do your nails, you need one of these like as a first aid item. You know when you get those little bits, the things where you get a little bit of skin and you're like, oh, I'll just try and get that bit of skin. No, 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 no. You need these. These are cuticle trimmers. These are, I go at anyone in my house, whether it be my family or otherwise. If I see that you've got a little bit of skin around your nail, I'm coming at you with this. It's completely painless. And you know when you do have that little bit, I can see a little bit now actually. You know when you do have that little bit of something and it gets sore, as soon as you trim it off, it's like it goes away. It's fantastic. This is a first aid item, cuticle trimmer. What was I going to mention? Oh, let me talk about a fail. This is really random. I have two of them. They came in a set. So talking of back pain, shoulder pain, mine is, I don't know if it's posture related or if the posture has just made it worse. There are so many people who've given me different diagnoses, both on and offline over the years. But I saw this online the other day and thought, this looks like something that I need to try. And it's supposed to be kind of like a posture corrector. So you put it on like this, and it's supposed to, I look like I'm going to deal some cards, but it's supposed to like hold your shoulders back, I think. It's not really tight enough. Now, it does slightly adjust. So it comes in two parts, like this. And then you can put it together as like loose or as tight as you want. But even as tight as I can make it, it's not pulling my shoulder. Like I want it really to pull my shoulders back, and it's not really doing that. And it's not really offering very much in terms of like support or pressure that would give any kind of pain relief. So just generally it feels like a complete waste of time. It's a fail. It's a fail. I'm not entirely sure what I expected it to do, but it doesn't do anything. So that's one fail this week. Another fail, it's not a fail because it's not like, oh my God, I hate this product. But I've used this a couple of times now, and the fail of it all for me is that it's so hyped up and I was so excited. This is the Summer Friday jet lag mask. I'm going to put some on right now. It was just so like, so overhyped for me. Ooh. I'm going to put it on. It feels nice. It does. It's a nice feeling mask. But the actual effects of this mask, I don't feel rival even the most basic moisturiser that I've tried. So I don't know if it's something to do with, like looking at the ingredients, it does have niacinamide, which I'm a big fan of, glycerin, hyaluronic acid. I don't know whether or not it's actually designed to like stop you from becoming dehydrated in flight, with it being a jet lag mask. If there's maybe some kind of special ingredient that helps you when you would specifically be traveling. I don't know. I was just so disappointed because for years I've heard about this jet lag mask and I just thought it was going to be like, I think my expectations were too high. I don't know. What I was at least expecting it to be like was the Nourish mask from Bobbi Brown, which comes in a similar packaging. This is just the travel size of this, and it was still expensive enough, but it comes in a similar kind of metal packaging, the Nourish one from Bobbi Brown, but that is so much better. That I can feel the difference in my skin. It's like it's a lighter formula. Like this, I can still feel it. It kind of feels like it's like almost greasy. It's not very nice. Whereas the Bobbi Brown one is kind of, it's a lighter formula, but it makes me feel, it looks fresh. It makes me feel hydrated. This, you can kind of see it on my skin. So I think perhaps there is something to it. It is supposed to be for like a layer of something to protect you in flight. maybe that's what it is, and so it does the job there, but it's not really doing anything for me elsewhere. I don't know. But I just wanted to say, for those of you who maybe had heard amazing things like me and had seen it before and you were like, oh, I'm going to try that. It's not all that, honestly. It's not all that. So not a fail, but just kind of a disappointing product for me. I'll tell you something that I did buy while we're in America that's not been a disappointing product, and it's this. I bought it and thought, I'll probably never use this. This is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. It's so expensive, but you do not need a Stanley version of this cup at all. My son really wants one for his birthday, and Lee was like, that's crazy. We're going to end up buying him like a much smaller version of the same cup so he can take it to school. This huge thing, he doesn't need it. I mean, I don't need it, but I earned my own money and I paid for it myself. It was a ridiculous purchase, but I use it every day. But if I paid £5 for one, I'd use that one every day as well. But I don't regret it, because I'm the most basic of influenced people. While we're on food and drink-ish, you're not surprised, are you? You're not surprised. Also, can we just have another minute for the nails? Honestly, that is the most gorgeous colour. I only painted my nails this colour today, so I'm really only just appreciating them now. Wow, 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 wow. Love. Yeah, if you watched my vlogs last December time, especially Vlogmas, I discovered Mr. Kipling Frosty Fancies and couldn't believe I'd never tried them before. I'm very picky about sweet things, and I'm, for a grown-up, I don't try things very often, especially sweet stuff. If people bring things into the office and they're like, oh, have whatever, I'm not having it. Unless it's like a sausage roll. Usually sweet things, I'm not into it. So I don't know why I suddenly was like, I'm going to try that. I don't know what it was that made me decide. I don't like any kind of Mr. Kipling little things usually. The normal fancies, whatever they're called, don't like those. Just not interested. But maybe because they looked like they were all vanilla, and I thought, I'm gonna take a chance. Take a chance. They are little birthday cake bites. Like, again, I probably don't need to tell you this, but they are like little bites of heaven, just full vanilla, not too much craziness. If I was gonna do something like make this the most perfect thing, I would get rid of the exterior icing. So just leave the top. Get rid of the icing on the walls. So it's just one bite of cake, little bit of buttercream, little bit of something to hold the buttercream on top of the cake, but really it's just a bite of cake and a little perfect proportioned amount of buttercream on top. That would be the absolute creme de la creme. Of course, we need the icing on the outside to keep them moist, to keep them fresh. I appreciate that. But if I was gonna make them perfect, if I was like, like when people say girl dinner, when you have the crazy things. So I would like lay them out and I would cut the four sides off, put those onto a plate separately, and I would individually eat an entire box of Frosty Fancies without those edges that I'd made into like perfect bites of cake. I would do that. I would probably have previously had camembert or brie. No, do you know what? Oh, now we're on the subject of camembert. Oh, I keep looking and they haven't had it yet. The President, is it called cream or crema? It was almost a spreadable. It was very, very soft. I'm going to say spreadable camembert, but it was a full cheese still, but you could just like, it wasn't spreadable, it was a full cheese, but like a softer version, so you could just spread it. It was amazing. That on French bread with some chorizo, some sliced chorizo, and little pickled gherkins. That is the perfect, not all together, just like eat it together, but not on like one thing, all together. And then follow it up with a plate full of Mr. Kipling Frosty Fancies with the sides cut off and a full fat Coke. Moving on. I've been quite enjoying this. This is the Natural Vibes Around Me Argan Hair Oil. I've been trying to try different hair oils and I'm quite liking this one. I got it from YesStyle. They did give me a voucher code. Totally honest, my hair's probably got enough oil in it already. I just washed it today, but still, am I going to make it greasy immediately? Probably. I also wanted to ask you guys, while I have you all together as a group, I wanted to ask you if anyone has a good dupe for this, because I don't know if this has been discontinued, but I cannot find this anywhere, and I've got a very small amount of it left. I love that stuff. For after doing like a full style, whether it be like curls or if I've straightened my hair, I don't want to put too much of something on. I don't want like a really heavy styling oil, like a finishing oil or like a serum. Hopefully overnight that'll absorb and my hair will be beautifully soft in the morning and not lank and over oiled. Yeah, when I just want like a finishing touch of silkiness or like shine, that's when I'll use this. And so I don't use it very often, but it's got like a real special place in my routine when I do style my hair, and I can't find it anywhere. So if anyone can recommend, I mean, I suppose like Gliss. Is Gliss still a thing? I don't know. But if anyone can specifically tell me of something that they use like this, it's like a dry oil spray. So it's just not too much of anything, just like a light oil spray. Please tell me. Lastly, we can't continue without slightly addressing this week's audiobook. Can we guess what that might have been? I'm only an hour in, so no spoilers. I actually wasn't paying attention. I knew it was coming out, but I said to Lee, she's not going to read it. I'm not going to listen to the audiobook. At some point I'll read the actual book, but I'm not like looking out for the audiobook because I'm not interested in listening to someone else read someone's autobiography. And then I found out it was Michelle Williams. What a fantastic idea. Someone like me who's like, no, I'm not interested. Gotta be you. I'm going to listen if it's Michelle Williams. So she does a really, really good job. I don't know where Michelle Williams is from. Maybe she's from the South because she was in Dawson's Creek and that's like, you know, North Carolina. I don't know. But she does a really good job of, I'm still in it. I'm listening to her story as if it's her story. I don't know if I'm like listening to it as if it's Britney Spears' story, to be quite honest. But I'm kind of buying into it being her story. By the end of it, I think I'm probably going to see a picture of Michelle Williams and associate some of the stories she's telling with Michelle Williams because I can recognise that it's her voice. But because it's an actress, it kind of reminds me of Meryl Streep doing Heartburn, Nora Ephron's Heartburn. She, I want to say she does a dramatic reading, but she reads that novel, and that is so much more engaging than the average novel because it's such a fantastic actress. So I think Michelle Williams was a really, really good, it was a good call. But by the time I post this, I might have listened to the rest of it. So what do we think? Not a lot to share with you this week because I've just kind of been pottering around the house doing candle stuff and haven't been doing much beyond like the real bare minimum. And next week, because I've kind of got this wild energy that's coursing through my veins right now, something happens to me and I'm like, oh, I need to paint something. And I got paint samples today. I've got some more paint samples coming. I'm being very reserved. Not reserved, I'm being very, I'm holding myself back. What's the word I'm looking for? Like restrictive? I'm being, what is the word? I don't know, but I'm holding myself back. I am not just jumping in and being like, let's do this. I've got so many different paint colours coming to try out. We're going to do the full, I'm going to do a full kitchen makeover, and yeah, so I'll probably vlog that a little bit, but I don't know how much makeup I'll be wearing next week either, so stay tuned. But I do think we're going to pop over to Meadowhall tomorrow, so I might have for you an end of the month Primark shop with me, because while we're in there, why not whiz around and see what there is. A few people have sent me pictures and tagged me in reels of people going around and showing some of the new nightwear, because you know I'm a sucker for nightwear. And especially the long nightgowns. Just love. So yeah, you might see me again on Sunday. Otherwise, make sure you're subscribed to my vlog channel as well as here for more of this madness, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!